Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Sorcerer Dave's Flying Circus, where we provide you with only the very finest and thoroughly soaked to the skin pretend aircraft around. Today is no exception. We're continuing our flight we started originally, Speedbird One. We previously, if you haven't caught the video, but it's there, if you previously didn't catch it, we flew from London City over here to Shannon as part of the first sector of this trip. And today, we're going to be flying from Shannon here in Ireland all the way over to JFK in the United States. We stopped off in Shannon for two reasons, which folks in the comments were kind enough to tell me about. Two reasons. One, to grab more fuel, because apparently a fully fueled up A318 can't actually take off out of London City, the runway's too short. And also, so that our extremely well-off passengers can get their US customs stuff sorted out here in Shannon as well while they're at it. So there you go, that's why we actually stopped over here. So yeah, today we're going to be going across to America. As you can see, the weather is dreadful. I have Active Sky 16 now, which has significantly improved the weather in the sim. Quite a lot, actually. It's really, really nice. I'm enjoying using P3D a lot more, actually, now as a result of Active Sky 16. It's pretty cool. I've got the Active Sky Cloud Art thing as well. Mostly because I can't uninstall it. You try and uninstall it or turn it off or anything like that, it sticks around, because I was thinking of going back to using Rex, but no, it's just, it refuses to be uninstalled, so whatever, I'm sticking with it for now. So yeah, as you can see, it's pissing it down with rain. I'm keen to hear what the weather's going to be like. We'll tune into the ATIS when we've got a minute. We're on VATSIM, there is no control. It is almost the crack of stupid on a Sunday right now as I'm recording this, so quite reasonably the controllers are all having a lie-in. And to be honest with you, if we even get ambushed by Shanwick radio or something on the way across the ocean, I'm probably just going to switch off, because yeah, I don't fancy sitting around doing position reports all day. I mean, on an A318, I'm reasonably sure you'd be using CPDLC to do your position reports in real life anyway, so as opposed to doing it across VATSIM's rubbish audio quality. So that's probably what we'll do. There might be some control on by the time we get over to New York, but I suspect perhaps not, just because of time zones and stuff. We'll be arriving over there probably, I don't know, sort of early afternoon, late morning or something like that, American time. So there is someone controlling New York, so much the better, but I'm not expecting it. We're just on VATSIM for the sake of logging it with British Airways Virtual, I suppose, really. And I must remember this time to actually, you know, log that with Phoenix properly, which I didn't do last time, so I had to secretly do the flight again on a stream over from over here to Shannon from London City, because I closed down the sim before finishing the flight up with Phoenix in the previous video, which was a bit fucking silly of me, so let's not do that this time. Anyway, enough babbling and bollocks and so on and so on and so on. We'll get down to business, so and get out of this rain. Yikes, the co-pilot is definitely doing the fucking walk around today, holy crap. Okay, welcome aboard the flight deck. We're all powered up, kind of. We're in a turnaround state, however I've reset the IRSs, as I believe you generally tend to do on long trips, or just prior to doing long trips. So other than that, it's in the turnaround state that we kind of left it in when we finished the flight over from London City previously, so that's good. Hop on down here, get the fuel pumps set to auto. Get our IRSs set over to nav. External power is currently on, nav lights are on. Turn on the seatbelt lights, I guess. We get GSX doing its thing, we'll request catering, and then queue up the boarding afterwards. Excellent stuff. So we should have catering trucks inbound fairly soon. I'm going to go ahead and get those doors open right now so it doesn't nag me. There we go. Right, and we'll get our stuff on board. Let's see, we've got 31 passengers today. Cargo is almost nothing. We're literally 3 bags, according to the booking page. Literally 3 bags, that is it. So that's like, what, probably fucking, I don't know, 30 kilograms? I don't know. It's almost not even worth putting down, but zero 0.3, I suppose. There you go. That'd be 300 kilograms, wouldn't it? Oh, fuck it, never mind. Fuel, I guess the rest of them are just hand luggage or whatever, aren't they? So anyway, they're all business people with suitcases and shit, I suppose, laptops and that kind of nonsense. Okay, and fuel, the all-important bit today is... You'll have to excuse the sim sounds muting every time I click outside the window, guys. There's nothing I can do about that, it's just a P3D thing. Our fuel for today is 17.45 tons. Like so. There you go. Load instant, because I'm a lazy bum. There we go. Good stuff. Ground services, it's weird, like it says external power's not actually connected, even though it blatantly is, because none of this would be working if it wasn't, so whatever. I'll go back to the doors page for now. Okay, so, over here, in it, a line IRS from EINN dash KJFK, and mercifully I do have a flight plan for that. Let's be putting in a lot of NatTrack nonsense. We are, of course, Speedbird One. And our cost index for today, apparently on the A318s, on this particular route, they use a cost index of 15 BA. Normally they use 20 on their A320s and A319s, but it's 15 on this. Cruise flight level to begin with will be at 360, stepping to 380 somewhere across the ocean, as our fuel load gets lessened and lessened. Catering vehicles are in position, hurrah! Excellent stuff. We'll go over to here. Block fuel is... what is it? 17 point... round it up, 5 then. 17.5. Bang. Done. Okay. So, over to flight plan. You can see it's all in here. So, let me talk you through this a little bit here. So, let's see. Here's the OFP for today. It's when you create a flight plan with SimBrief, it generates you an OFP. It gives you an abbreviated version of it at the top of the page, which normally is what I use. But on a long haul flight like this, I'd like to get a bit more in depth. I print off. Well, I say print off. I don't have a printer, but if I did, I probably would print it off. But you know, I get a PDF of the briefing document as would be given to you if you were doing this for real. Although, to be honest with you, if I was doing this for real, we'd get it in a slightly different format, because BA use something called the Cirrus format. And this is the Lido format. The reason I'm using the Lido one is because I think the Cirrus format is a pile of bollocks. I'm very passionate about my BA virtual thing and taking it relatively seriously, but ugh, those Cirrus OFPs are just disgusting. They make no sense. I can't find any of the important information I need to in them. But anyway, so here you go. It's got all sorts of information. No TAMs. 90% of this it's not relevant just because we're in a sim, but it's cool to have it all here for the sake of realism and stuff. It's kind of immersive just to have a big old fat pack of documents to look through before you do your big ass flight. And then we got some other stuff down here. So here's the route. We're taking NatTrack Foxtrot today. To be honest with you, I don't really understand entirely how the NatTracks work. I picked NatTrack Foxtrot today because that was quite simply the shortest route, the shortest possible route. When I compared the different tracks available, this one was significantly shorter than A, B, C, D, E, or anything else. So that is what we've gone with. I don't know what the general procedure for picking a NatTrack is. I don't know if certain NatTracks are only for certain destinations. No idea. I've picked Foxtrot because it's the shortest route, and that's what we're going with. So if any geniuses down in the comments section who know about way more about this stuff than I do, and let's be honest, that counts for quite a few of you, it seems. Go ahead and educate me on this. I wouldn't mind. But anyway, as you can see, we've also got weather data here. Of various sorts, which, to be honest with you, I don't much understand, to be completely honest, and other stuff down here, and then wind data. It's all very cool, though. It is all very cool, and that's sort of a vertical chart of our journey as well, so there you go. So that's the route for today. We're doing Nat Foxtrot. And that's what it looks like, basically. Big old arc like that. And all these big circles are our ETOPS stuff, which is to put this in super duper layman's terms, again, this is something I probably don't fully grasp, but it's basically if something goes wrong with the airplane, we have to divert. Essentially, you divert to whichever the closest ETOPS alternate is, literally. So if we're flying out here and then something goes wrong here, we're within this circle around Shannon here. So that means that we end up diverting back to Shannon. If we're out here in this circle here, we divert over to Reykjavik or whatever that is up there in Iceland. If we're in the middle of these circles here, it's like a Venn diagram. We can effectively just go to up there in Greenland or Reykjavik or whatever. That's what it is. That's what ETOPS kind of is. It's these big ass circles which tell you which alternate you need to go to if there's a problem with the plane en route. Essentially, that's what it is. So yeah. Also not, for the purposes of what we're doing today, not terribly important, because there's no failures with this aeroplane. Nothing's going to go wrong with it. That may change in the future as we move on to stuff like the Boeing 777, which does support failures, and BA Virtual has its own little bit of software which makes all of that a lot more interesting, but we'll get into that another day. So anyway, yeah, enough of that. But that was just to give you a cool little overview. And horrify you, perhaps, even at all the mountains and mountains of text. But anyway, so let's get back to the cockpit, where GSX has been nagging me to close these bloody doors for God knows how long now. That's what the beeping is, in case you're wondering. So anyway, here's the route all down here. We just need to put in the departure as well and stuff like that. So Simbrief said runway 6 for departure today. I'm going to tune up the ATIS and have a listen to it. Anyway, this is the Active Sky ATIS. There's no VATSIM ATIS to use, so this will just give us the weather for Shannon as it appears in Active Sky. So hopefully.
Echo, India, November.
There it is. It's a bit quiet, but
Foxtrot 0830 Zulu, weather, wind 131 at 8, visibility
131 at
10,
8.
sky conditions, few clouds at 400,
That'll probably be runway 6, wouldn't it?
scattered, ceiling 1006, broken, ceiling 1000, overcast, temperature 15, dew point 14, QNH 1014,
1014. Thank you very much.
Foxtrot, Echo,
Away with you, sir. Away with you. And in fact, let's tune on to Unicom right now, since we are in VATSIM. There isn't exactly a lot of traffic around this time of the morning, but still. Okay. So yeah, we picked runway 6, and let's we get it shot up. Gonna be lazy though. We want the Unbeg 2 Alpha. Thank you, Sinbrief. Insert. We may well have got something different if there was an actual controller here at Shannon right now, but there isn't, so it doesn't matter. Let me just double check VATSpy actually. Okay, so double-in controls popped online while I was talking. No, they haven't. Okay, good. So that's sorted out there. The departure, we'll have a look at it on the chart here, why not? It's very simple. Take off, and then we take a left turn, followed by another left turn out to Unbeg, and that's basically it. The only real points we need to be aware of is that we need to be at 2,000 feet or above by the time we reach the Shannon NDB right there, and we need to be at 3,400 or above at Nepog, which is D5.1 from Shannon VOR. So there you go. Yeah, fairly straightforward. I'm not sure even why I bothered showing it to you, really, just for the sake of thoroughness, I suppose. And because I like using this overlay thing, even if I sometimes forget that it's there, and, leave you guys looking at a bloody iPad map screen when I'm supposed to be showing you the cockpit, but never mind, never mind. Right. And obviously there'll be arrival stuff into JFK, but there's just 8 hours ahead of time. There's no point in putting that in right now, because the weather may well and probably will change by the time we hit that side of the ocean, so I'm not even going to bother with putting the arrival information in for a JFK right now. And luckily we don't have to, because the FMS in this aircraft does not require you to do that in order to draw a VNAV path, like some of the older stuff like the IXEG, for example. Right. That's all that done, pretty much. Perf. We're going to be using flaps 2. And that's giving us V speeds, which are fairly low, actually. I figured, to be honest with you, considering how much fuel we're tanking along with us, so we might have some fairly high V speeds, but apparently not. I guess the A318 has some pretty... I mean, we've even got a D rate. I mean, Jesus. fair enough, anyway. So we'll set the trim, again, which is probably not correct, but again, I've never had it ever go wrong if I used a trim of 0.8 units nose up. If I were using the actual config tool or something like TopCat or whatever those things are called, I'd probably get some more accurate speed data and stuff like that, but I can't be bothered. Simple as that. There's a limit to how far I like to take this. Alright, so we're all set down here, pretty much ready to go. I'll leave it on the takeoff page for now. We can go plan mode and have a look at this in here, but as I suspected, the Aerosoft has done a terrific job and pretty much done everything it needs to do in here correctly. As much shit gets shoveled in the way of the Aerosoft Airbus, I do find it is still one of the better airliner add-ons out there. It's fairly bloody rock solid and reliable. That's what I like about it compared to some of the other stuff I fly from time to time. Looks like we've got everybody on board. I mean, you should always really check the routing up here on your nav display, you know, and in here just to make sure all the restrictions are correct. But 99.9% of the time, the Aerosoft Airbus gets it right, so which is nice. Is the baggage loading done outside? I would think so, considering there's only 3 bags. Did we really even need a baggage loader for that? I mean, you just, you know, one guy could have carried the things over and just chucked them in the side. But anyway, okay, we're all shut up down there. Looks like we're all ready to go, so let's start up the APU. God, I am already sweating. The temperature in the UK for the last week or so has been outrageously hot. And it's even hotter in here in my room where I'm recording this, so yeah, I'm quite keen to get ourselves up in the air so I can take a break, go get some breakfast, because I haven't eaten yet today either, so I'm starving. And turn on a fan and cool off a bit. But anyway, so just waiting for the APU to come up now. So we can flip on the beacon since we're about to start up. And yeah, get going, I guess. It's really quiet. I haven't done a flight without control for quite a while now, actually. I've been making a concerted effort to do a lot more flights on Pilot Edge and VATSIM with actual controllers. It's uncomfortably quiet now. I'm not getting a load of radio chatter all the time. I don't know, maybe that's a bit weird, but it's weird to me. Anyway, looks like we're good. So, there's the old tug. I guess we'll get going. Okay, well let's do a little taxi brief here before we get going. We're on the west apron. We're on stand 32 right now. So if we have a look on here, we're down here. We're going to push back, and we want to be nose right, and then we're going to taxi via Alpha, and then just back taxi all the way down to the end at 6, and then we'll take off. So that's the general idea. I'd love to know the history of Shannon. I don't know much about it. The runway layout makes it almost look like a military base. It's got that kind of look to it. Like a lot of former RAF fields and current RAF fields, obviously, in the UK, they have this kind of layout of runways, most of which are not in use anymore and stuff like that. So, but anyway, right, so that's the taxi brief basically done. So let's get going. Push back, nose right. And we'll start engines on the pushback. Hopefully, speaking of audio and stuff, actually, hopefully the audio settings are all correct. Obviously, one of the chief complaints I have of recording this in OBS, I mean, it has its upsides because it means I can do the fancy overlay stuff where I show you charts and things, but one of the downsides is I can't edit the audio in, later on after the fact. Which means that if... Oh boy, I forgot about all this crap. Oh dear. Actually, I almost forgot. But, right, set parking brake, remove the wheel chocks. I almost forgot to start Phoenix after having made that big old speech. There we go. About bloody not forgetting to do it. Nearly forgot to do it, but anyway, it's okay, we're started up now. What was I saying? Yeah, audio. Basically, I can't edit it after the fact in audio, you know, in Sony Vegas or whatever. So if it's too quiet, or my voice is too quiet, or too loud, or whatever, I do apologise in advance. I did my best to do a couple of tests earlier just to make sure it was relatively okay. The only unknown factor at this point really is the ATC audio. If we actually get some control. It's obviously going to be louder than the sim, so I can actually hear it, but it might be outrageously loud, and I apologise if that's the case. And we're pushing back. Wonderful. Okay, let's start engine number 2. We could do a single engine taxi. I don't know if they would on an A318. I mean, our taxi's not exactly long, so I don't think I'm going to bother. We'll just take both engines. Still using default scenery, I'm afraid, for Shannon, so it looks a bit pants. And I apologise for that. I kind of wish I could get you some better scenery. I just can't afford to spend money on pieces of scenery I'm only ever going to use like once, unfortunately. So, but I would love to do it for the sake of the videos, just so it looked better, really. I did have a go at installing an updated AFCAD file, but all that seemed to do was just change the tarmac textures and delete a bunch of taxiways. I mean, you know, as in like the taxiways turned to grass, which should actually be there, which was a bit weird. So clearly there's something wrong with it. I'm guessing it was an AFCAD design for like bloody FSX or even FS 2004, and I tried using it with Prepar3D and it was just like nope. Anyway, I can enable track IR, which is jolly good. Hopefully it'll work and not go bonkers, because I'm getting a lot of sunlight in the room right now. Okay, engine 1's good. And engine 2's good even now. Start engine 1. There was an amazing picture I saw posted on Twitter by an Airbus pilot actually a while ago, and it was just after the England versus Iceland match in the Euros, and he just taped over the ENG on this side with ISL. So it was Iceland 2, England 1. Oh, it was so funny. Anyway, up comes engine 1. Kind of hesitated a bit with that because I looked at that and saw 19.1 on the N1, and then I forgot we were using the CFM engines. I was expecting it to be higher, like 22 or so, which is what you get with the IAEs. Alright, both engines look good. Parking brakes. Hurry up, Marsha, my god. He's taking his sweet time, isn't he? Is he not going to get sucked into the engine walking over like that? I mean, I think he probably would, really, walking over that close to it. You think he'd keep a wide bloody berth and walk around here like that? But he just sauntered all the way across there. And there he goes back again. These engines are no fucking joke, you know. They'll suck a fucking car into the damn things if you park it in front of them. Even at idle. Oh, and yeah, there goes. Rest in peace, pushback tug. Rest in peace, engine and plane, to be honest with you as well. Alright, looks like we're good to go. Okay, taxi light is on. APU is coming off. Oh, well, it would be. Save time missing the click spot and opening menus instead. Alright, we can do a quick flight controls check. I can look down there at the flight controls page. There we go. Up, down, left, right, all that good stuff. Sorted. Okay, auto brake, speed brake even, armed, auto brake max, and there you go. I thought it would do that. Yeah, my track IR just went mental because a bit of sunlight caught the camera. Never mind. Well, I'll just disable that for now, as much as I don't want to. And flaps. Now everyone's clear from the aircraft. Can go to 2. Beautiful. And we'll get taxiing. There's a taxiway alpha out in front of us there, so we can hit TO config while we're at it. There we go. Oh, wonderful. Even put the windscreen wipers on, I suppose. Why not? It is raining. Not that you get rain effects on the windscreens in Prepared. God knows why that is. I have to be honest with you, because apparently in FS 2004 you did, and you certainly do in X-Plane. I don't understand. Don't understand why you don't get it in this. It's not exactly advanced bloody technology, is it? Raindrops on the windscreen. Thank you, Sheila, in the background there. Giving us our safety demonstration. I often get asked why is the flight attendant Australian? I don't know, because Aerosoft made her Australian. You get a different flight attendant if you're using FS2 crew, which I considered using today, to be honest with you, but I couldn't be bothered in the end. Maybe I will do at some point. I'm definitely thinking I'm going to use it with the 777 when we get around to doing some flights with that, but yeah.
On runway 24.
Right. Let's put on our big lights and the strobe since we're on the runway. This weather is actually disgusting, isn't it?
Remaining.
No, we're not cleared for takeoff. Well, I mean, technically I suppose we could be cleared for takeoff at this point, but you know. Damn it, Sheila. Giving the passengers incorrect information. You have one job, woman. One job. Oh, and squawk altitude on the TCAS as well. Forgetting to do that is a symptom of flying in America too much lately. Mostly on Pilot Edge, but I did do some flying on VATSIM as well. Fairly recently. But you may, some of you in the comments may be able to relate, to be honest with you, if you frequent VATSIM a lot, but for whatever reason, it just, the US controllers mostly seem way more cheerful than the UK ones. Way more cheerful. Like, I've only really noticed this recently, but I do love the VAT UK guys. They do an excellent job, and some of them are just outstanding controllers, really, really good. But they're grumpy bastards sometimes, they really are, my god. Alright, let's turn around here. It's sort of a bit like, you know, I flew, I think it was, what did I do, Denver to Salt Lake City or something I was doing? Yeah, and then I was talking to Denver Center, and the guy was just so bloody cheerful. He did the whole typically American, have a nice day, etc., welcome to Denver, how are you doing? Very cheerful, very friendly, etc., etc. Whereas talking to, like, London Control, on the other hand, it's like talking to a very cross policeman. Pretty much all of the time. The only exception, I think, is the guys who usually control Liverpool. That's where I started flying when I first got started on VATSIM. I did a lot of practice flights out of Liverpool, and they're quite a nice bunch. But anyway, I diverge. I'm on a tangent now, and I shouldn't be. Right, we're ready to go, so let's just get on with it. Start the clock. Roll up to about 50% N1. Looks good. And flex, SRS. Oh, I got the new, Blue Sky Star sounds installed, by the way. If you can hear them properly on the video, I hope you can. I didn't have them installed on the last video, but I do now. V1, rotate. Jeez, we didn't use up much runway at all, did we? Crikey. Positive rate, gear up. Listen to those CFMs growl. That's actually way better than the default sounds. We'll go flaps 1. I'm not going to go flaps up or reduce to climb power until we've got positive acceleration. Okay, there we go. Flight director's pitching us down. Positive acceleration finally. Climb thrust set. And flaps up. And okay, autopilot's in. Auto brake disarmed. And the unessential lights can go off. Turn off the wipers. And that is the after takeoff checklist complete to the line, if I recall my Airbus checklists. Below the line will be the setting standard on the altimeter here. Initial climb is 5,000, as you can see up there. Not to climb above that unless advised by ATC, although of course we don't actually have any ATC, so it's a bit of a moot point. Goodbye, Shannon. I can't even see you right now, but goodbye. Wow, yeah, Active Sky 16 is incredible. The overcast it does is just so good, and to be honest with you, it performs genuinely better than Active Sky Next ever did. Sim runs a lot smoother. One other thing I did, I forgot to mention this completely since the last video, is I made a tweak to my computer. I went into my BIOS and at the suggestion of Matt Davies, aka Ballins, we were talking about this in a stream of his, he said that if you disable what was it, hyperthreading in your BIOS, it dramatically improves your performance in P3D, and he was completely right. So if you're getting really bad lag, stuttering, and all sorts of nonsense in P3D like I was getting previously, consider doing that. Go into your motherboard BIOS and, you know, don't hold me responsible if you blow up your computer, but disable hyperthreading. It really improves your performance in P3D massively, like big time. Like P3D for me now runs about as smooth as X-Plane does, and that's saying a lot. So and that, combined with Active Sky 16, is why I've been doing a hell of a lot more prepared stuff lately. Because I'm just enjoying the sim a hell of a lot more than I ever did previously. Alright, we're at 5,000. I'm going to climb us up now to, call it 180. Open climb. And we can pull standard while we're at it. Okay, that's the after takeoff checklist below the line done and dusted. We're pretty much sorted now. We're just going to climb out progressively up to our cruise of 360 initially. And then we're going to head out across a bloody big ocean where there's absolutely nothing interesting to see whatsoever. Maybe there'll be some cool storms or something, actually, having said that. Active Sky 16 does some really impressive looking storms. Oh hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that bursting through the overcast layer. Now that's impressive. Look at that. That's awesome. Christ. I told you it was good. Wow. That's actually gorgeous. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this video for far too long as it is. I suspect this will be a two-parter. So for now, look at that! Look at it! That's amazing! Good grief. Flight simulation is fucking awesome, guys. I don't care what you have to say about it. It's amazing. That's so damn cool. Look at that. Alright, well, anyway, as I was saying, I've been here long enough. Time to give you the usual display of views and elevator music and all the rest of that good stuff which you guys seem to enjoy. And in the meantime, I'm going to pop back to the cabin, to the galley even, and get myself some fucking breakfast because I am starving. So yeah, in the meantime, invisible co-pilot to you have command. And you, the viewers, enjoy the view because it's not a bad one, is it? let's be honest. Holy shit. Wow. Alright, catch you later, folks.